Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SEC Boys Podcast, an extension of Vol Boys Media. My name is Trev, and I am your host today, as we will be doing a new segment for the SEC Boys called SEC Football Stocks. This is the Week 7 SEC Football Stocks, where I will be buying or selling teams, offenses, defenses, players, and coaches. So here we go. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, I will be buying Tennessee's defense, a defense that is statistically one of the best in the SEC and has been consistently winning games for the Vols as the offenses continue to struggle. Last week on Saturday against Texas A&M, Max Johnson was pressured on 25 of 39, 64% of his dropbacks, which is the most and highest pressure rate since that stat was tracked in 2014. Very impressive stuff from Tennessee. They've continued to carry this team, as well as forced two interceptions from Max Johnson last week, which carried Tennessee to the victory and ended up putting the game away for them. They held Max Johnson to 223 yards passing, and Texas A&M as a team to 54 yards rushing. I think the defensive line is a key component of this team, and the secondary has improved as well. A huge difference from last year to this year. I think it's time to start taking them seriously. So moving on, I will also be buying Missouri. A huge bounce back win last week, 38-21 against Kentucky and Lexington. It was a night game, a 7 o'clock kick. They were able to come away with a W, and I'm back on the Missouri train. This is a team that can win a lot of games. They have a good defense, a really good offense, and really proved their worth as they bounced back last week, making Devin Leary look uncomfortable, forcing two interceptions. Also containing Ray Davis. I think he had 120 yards rushing, which he's been going off recently, so that's a really big thing for them. But yeah, moving on. We are also going to be buying Graham Mertz on the year. He has thrown for 1,897 yards, 271 yards a game, 8.5 yards an attempt, 76.2% completion percentage, 12 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. Statistically, he holds up to some of the top QBs in the country and the top QBs in the SEC. I think it's time to take him seriously, as he led them to another victory last week against South Carolina, where he was 30 for 48, 423 yards, 3 touchdowns, and most importantly, no interceptions. He takes care of the ball and is more than a game manager. Really an underrated quarterback and someone I overlooked in the offseason and have been really impressed with so far this season. So getting to my sells, I am first selling Jimbo Fisher. If I had any stock in him, I'm selling all of it right now. Back-to-back weeks, he's put his team in terrible positions to win the game when they were so close to doing so. Obviously, a loss against Bama last week, or the week before last, 26-20 at home, losing to Tennessee on the road, 20-13. Really some bad coaching errors on his part, including mismanaging the end of both halves, where he has multiple minutes left, the ball, and multiple timeouts. Both games, he played it very conservatively, took a 17-10 lead against Bama into the half, as well as a 10-7 lead against Tennessee in the half. Ended up losing both games. Was not aggressive at all. Did not go for it on fourth down in the times that he should have. Has really mismanaged the past 2 weeks, and he has the talent. He's a great recruiter, but not the best game manager. He's shown that through the past few seasons. So I am selling Jimbo Fisher as the A&M Aggies are off to a 4-3 start. I'm also selling Joe Milton, a quarterback that has underperformed so far this season, put his team in bad spots multiple times. A Tennessee team that is now leaning on the run game because of the poor quarterback play. His wide receivers have not helped him out much, have a lot of drops, His offensive line hasn't been great at protecting him, but he's also putting the ball in harm's way a lot. 4 interceptions on the year. All 4 passes should have never been thrown. Uh, his stats on Saturday were 11 for 22, 100 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Not going to get it done against some of the bigger opponents left on the schedule, including Alabama and Georgia. So I'm selling Joe Milton. And finally, last but not least, I am also selling the Kentucky Wildcats. 5-0 start to the season, and they have fallen off a cliff since then. Obviously, the week before last, lost to Georgia 51-13. This past week had Missouri at home. Perfect opportunity for a bounce back win. Up 14-0 at one point, and they lose 38-21. As I stated previously, Devin Leary has not looked comfortable all year, has been putting the ball in harm's way a lot, and been inaccurate with the football. Ray Davis is their whole offense. They are very one-dimensional right there, and the defense has been overrated. Just not a good look for the Wildcats. I see their stock to continue to go down throughout the season. But yeah, that should be it for me. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of SEC Football Stocks, the Week 7 edition. Be sure to tune into our next episode where we do the Week 8 Power Rankings. That one will include Lev as well. But yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and go Big Orange.